Don't mind that. Okay, so it's like weird because they can't see your face. You're gonna have to stand way back here for her to see you. Okay. Okay, you guys, welcome to breakfast bunch training. We skipped June and I think May. And July. But we had a lot of really awesome things, like we did the Point of the Mountain meeting, we had convention. Chris is here! Okay, there's lots of food, Chris, and there's more waffles coming. So we had convention, we had gold retreat, and so that's why we didn't have breakfast bunch is we don't want to like overwhelm with the meetings. So when we have like a big thing like that, we will skip breakfast bunch, just so you know. That's why that's not happening, okay? So in September, we're talking about what that one's gonna look like. Ashlyn had a really great idea. I don't know where she went, but there she is, there's Ashlyn. Ashlyn's idea was to maybe do like a nighttime one where we can just all get together. And the reason why I was thinking September is because it's still warm outside. And so I thought we could even just come here and do like an around the fire, like a fireside type of meeting where we can have that like ambiance of evening, nighttime. So just kind of plan tentatively for that. It'll probably be, I feel like the first is Labor Day on the 2nd. Does anyone know?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking that we would probably do it on Saturday the 7th, September 7th, because nobody will be out of town for Labor Day. Everybody's back in school. We don't leave for the Emerald trip until the following Wednesday, so I'm feeling like Saturday, September 7th I mean, if everyone's okay getting babysitters, or I mean, you can bring babies if they're on the boob or whatever, but I was thinking if we did something later, like 8 o'clock, then 7 or 8 o'clock, then you can at least have time with your family that day. You can have dinner with your family, and then we can come here and have s'mores or whatever, and then just hang out and do a training that night from like 8 to 10 or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about, but I'm also open to suggestions if people are thinking that they want to, that there would be something better. Please send it to the comment box, aka my Facebook Messenger. Okay, so okay, so first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who helped do this morning. Shay and Carrie were here making waffles and syrup at 9:30 this morning, and I've learned now that I'm going to ask for people to come at 9:15 next time so that we can eat at 10 and start our training at 10:30. So we're learning, we're getting better, and so next time when we have something like this, just know we are going to start eating at 10 and training at 10:30. So so don't be late. But it was fine today. It worked out for you today. So anyway, and also just everybody in the kitchen, like a firestorm of people came. Aubrey and Jamie and Amy and everybody. I know I'm leaving people's names out. So many people helped to put everything out on the table today, and I'm just so grateful for your help because I could not do it without you. And then even though Sean is not here, he was up at 7 this morning and stayed up late last night putting out all our chairs and tables and getting everything prepped for us. So I'm so grateful for him too. So, okay, I've asked Jamie Foote, the amazing Jamie Foote, who also made all the acai bowls and made sure that we had food here for people that have intolerances or who want to eat healthier than waffles and whipped cream. I, of course, was here for you people that like the waffles and whipped cream. So I set up that for you, and Jamie had the acai bowls and the grain-free granola. That was all her idea. So we'll try to have options like that every time for you guys. Okay, so I've asked her to kind of start. She had an aha moment this week, and she posted it on Facebook, and I just thought it would be so perfect to start our meeting off today. So Jamie's going to take it away.
Hi, guys. The crazy thing is that it wasn't really, I mean, it was an aha moment, but I was reading a book, and I'm kind of like on this path as to what's, not necessarily what's my purpose, but what do you do with it? you find, so have any of you felt like, oh, this is my purpose? And it changes all the time. We evolve. But you find your purpose and then you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with it? Where do I go with it? Or you get sidetracked by being a mom and having kids and cleaning your house and doing all these things. And so I was just reading this book trying to figure out how to prioritize your wants, your needs, and like trying to just have time for everything, I guess, is kind of what I was trying to do. So a book I read said, instead of writing down your to-do list or your priorities or your kids' schedules, write down your values. And I was like, oh, I've never done that before. Maybe I should try it. And I instantly thought, what are my values? Like, do you mean like morals is different than values? Like, I don't understand. So it tricked me for a minute, and I thought about it. And I thought, well, maybe I should get the definition of values. So I posted all this on my Facebook page. If you guys are friends with me, you can go look at it. But it says, the definition of value is the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something, or a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. And so I thought, well, the two of them, like my worth, my importance, and then what's important in life and your behavior towards it, they're all different things, but they create like a value of who you are and what you're doing, where are you going, like what's your purpose. And so writing those 5 things down was hard. And I don't even think, I still look at it and think that just doesn't even work for me. Like that's not what one of my values is. And then it said, add a focus next to every value. So once you have your value written out, you have a focus, and the focus is supposed to put it into your head as, this is my value, so now I have to live up to this standard. Because we drop things off because we're busy. And so I thought, well, if you have a focus next to your value, then you know what to focus on in your day. And if something doesn't resonate or something doesn't work or you don't have time for something, you have to go back to your value to really show your worth and show who you are. And it made a lot of sense to me, and I'm still not there yet because it's different than any assignment that I've ever had to look at myself through. So it was like an eye-opening. And then I thought about it and I was like, if you focus on your values, that's going to help you not only in your life and your family dynamics, it's going to help your kids function. It's also going to help you in your neighborhood and in your church setting and like who you are. People are going to see you shine because you're standing up and you're leading by what you feel is important.
And that's going to help you in
your business. Because the first thing I thought was, this will help anybody talk about the product. Because if one of your values is like your smarts or your education or something, and you've kind of forgot about it because we get tied up with taking care of our kids and making sure that they go to school, then you can use that knowledge to learn your Plexus business and all the products and the information, and you feel more confident talking about it in front of people or to people, or your messages become more clear because you have studied it, and that's something that you have to put your effort towards. So anyways, if you want the information, it's on my Facebook page. You can go look at the link, and people are commenting on there saying, I've never even thought of that.
We'll probably do like a workshop one of these times.
Yeah, like write your 5 values down.
We'll do the whole exercise together, I think.
Yeah, and I can bring the book and we can look over it. It's kind of cool. It's not a self-help book. It's just really fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamie.
Okay,
so why did we start with this today, right? Like, this training is about silvers. I really want everyone to make this your focus this month, because as you develop silvers, you will see yourself rank up. You'll see your team members rank up. You will see yourself be able to achieve what you're looking to achieve in your business. And in order to do that, you have to change things inside of you first. And that's the thing that network marketing does to you. That's the beautiful, swampy, horrible thing, is it puts a microscope on all the things you dislike about yourself, and it makes them really close up for everyone to see. And you're like, oh my gosh, that is so ugly, and everyone is seeing it. That is what it does to you. And I'm convinced that that's why people quit, because they don't like the reflection in the mirror. But whether you're looking in the mirror or not, those things are all there. And as you fix them within yourself, you will become a better version of yourself It will develop you in a way that nothing else can develop you in your life. So you can either choose to look at the reflection and change the things you don't like, or you can hide from it and say, this isn't for me. My husband makes plenty of money. We're fine. We don't need this. And I'm good, right? Like, it's an excuse to not face the challenge and the trial to be better. And I remember feeling this way in the very beginning. I remember thinking, we're good. Like, I don't really want to do this. This is so uncomfortable. And we're fine. We'll just stay with all of our debt. Sean can just work like a dog 6 days a week, 3 different jobs, and I can just stay home and not challenge myself. And I'm not saying that staying home is not a challenge, because I could have poured into that and made beautiful things and I'm not saying that at all, because being a mom is my number one priority. And so I'm not discounting motherhood or any of that. I don't want anyone to hear me saying that, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the way that this has challenged me in my business has helped me to better myself in all areas of my life. It's helped me to be a better leader within my family. It's helped me to be a better leader to my children as a mother. It's helped me in my marriage. It's helped me in my relationships. It's helped me in my church callings. I wasn't planning on sharing this story, but I will, because I feel a little tinge. So right before I found Plexus, I was saying my prayers and I was asking Heavenly Father to help me become a better leader. And I really, really wanted to become a better leader. I thought I had this yearning and desire to become better, because I knew that it was a flaw of mine. I'd always sought out for leadership opportunities. Like in high school, I was on the cheerleading squad. I wanted to be the head cheerleader, not just on the team, but I wanted to be the head cheerleader. And I was bossy, so I got away with it, right? But I was not effective. I was not an effective leader. People did not follow me like they could have had I been a better leader. And there's a difference between being a bossy leader and being an effective leader and being assertive. They're two different things. And I was really good at being a bossy leader. And then I did other things like the school play, and I wanted to be the lead in the school play. And I mean, it was like I always wanted to be the leader. And I knew that when I was in those situations, I could feel the people that I was upsetting and the ineffectiveness, but I was doing just okay. I just had natural abilities that I was leaning into, and I was just okay at it. But I knew as I grew up more and more that in interactions with friendships and in church callings and things like that, I could see where there was a gap. And so I remember praying, I just want to become a better leader. And being the control freak that I am, I was like, so you need to make me a Relief Society president, because that will force me to be a better leader. I'm just like, I just want to share the crazy with you, okay? So crazy people change the world, okay? And that is who I am. Okay, so I was like praying, and I was like, this is how you're going to make me a better leader, Heavenly Father. You're going to make me a Relief Society president. That's the plan. And I knew I was going to get that calling, you guys. For 3 weeks, I knew I was going to get that calling. Knew it deep inside of my bones. And I could feel it coming, and I was like, I'm okay with it. I'm ready. Do it! And Sean was the executive secretary when this was happening. He's going to be really mad that I'm sharing this, but it's fine. It's been a long, long time, so. Sure, we're not even in the same board. It's fine. Just confidential information that you're not supposed to share. So try to share it in a way that's respectful of that. Okay, so anyway, he was the executive secretary at the time, so he sat in on ward councils and he sat in on all these things. And he came home one Sunday and he said, they called the new Relief Society president. And I was like, no, they didn't. They did not, because it's my calling. And he's like, that's weird of you to say. Why would you say that? I was like, Sean, I have known for a month that they were going to ask me. He's like, that's really creepy. I'm like, Sean. He's like, the reason why it's creepy is you were the name that they picked. And one of the counselors said, how can we pick Emily if Sean's the executive secretary? They can't both be here. So they picked the other girl. And I cried for 3 days, you guys. Like, how crazy am I? Who is that insane? That would be sad to not, like, I am so psycho. Okay? But it wasn't, like, the reason why I was so upset is because I wanted to be burned by fire into a better leader. And I knew that that type of a situation would force me into it. What I didn't know is that probably would have ruined my life, because all of the things that I would have done would have, like, not being an effective trained leader at that point, I would have had to go through that in that way, and it would have not helped me in the way that this could. And you guys, a month later, I joined Plexus. And this was the way that I was supposed to learn to be that leader. Not that way, this way. And Heavenly Father, I just think he laughs at me when I'm like, let me tell you how this is going to happen. He's like, that's so cute. That's actually not, and whatever your religious beliefs are, I'm just sharing my experience and what mine are, and I'm not putting that on you, but that was my experience. And I am just so grateful that this is the way that he picked for me to learn these things. And I thought I had it all planned out and mapped out in my head, and this is how it was going to work. And then I had no control over what was about to happen to my life over the next 4 years. 4 years ago, we were $125,000 in debt. Sean was gone all the time. He was the babysitter when he was home. That's what my kids called him. Is Dad going to babysit us? Like, is Dad going to babysit us? And I'm like, no, Dad's going to, like, take you places. I know, but he babysits us. Right? Because I was the mom, I did everything, I micromanaged the house, it was me, there was no partnership. Now we have this partnership where he's here, I'm here, we're both here, we're sharing the load, we're sharing the responsibilities, and we both get to be in our divine roles of mother and father, and we get to create something, a lifestyle for our family that we could have done in no other way. And I truly believe that this is so much bigger than Plexus, you guys. Like, we're like, oh yeah, rank, money, so awesome. Yeah, it is, but it's so much bigger than all of that. Like, the person that you are becoming through this process is going to do something really amazing later in your life because of what you learn here right now. And whatever age you are, whether you're 30, 35, 50, 55, 60, 70, whatever, this is preparing you for something later. And I have such a strong belief in that. So what I want to share with you is, this is something I was thinking about the other night. We have beautiful sunsets here, and I always go out on the patio and I stop whatever I'm doing at night, and I sit on the patio and I watch the sunset. And then this is what I wrote. I was like, oh, I need to make this post. This is such a, where did it go? I wrote down some thoughts on my mind. No, they're gone. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. So this is something that came to me during that time when I was just sitting watching the sunset. And I try to go out there without anyone knowing that I'm out there so it can be quiet. And I had this moment of realization that I want to share with you. And that is that success is not a dollar amount that you make. It's not a rank that you hit. It's not the size of the team that you have. That's not what success is. It's not the size of your house. It's not the cars that you have or the possessions that you have. Success is having a clear vision of what you're doing when it feels like no one around you believes that you can do it. Success is you putting in the effort every single day, not having success. Success is having to do something over and over and over again, sometimes with people telling you what you're doing is wrong, with people telling you that you've lost your mind or that you're crazy, and with people telling you you'll never make it because these sorts of things never work out. And I can't even count on all my fingers and toes how many people told me that no one is ever successful in network marketing and I should just give up, and they're so embarrassed for me. I'm not embarrassed for myself because my vision and my purpose are so clear. Because one day when you do all those things and you have all those people telling you you're never going to make it, and you're like, you feel like you're the only one working on your team, that is when it's despite all of those things that you did, it's only because you believed you could, and so you did. That's what success is. You believed you could, and so you did. And people are not going to cheer you along the entire way. They're not. They're not going to believe it. I loved what one of the girls on our team, I don't want to say her name just in case that she didn't want me to share this, but I think she'd be fine with it, but I won't share her name. She said, yeah, the other day my husband said to me, it's okay if you just quit. Like, it's okay. It's fine. It won't be embarrassing. Like, it's fine. Just quit. You know, like, it's okay. If you're embarrassed about quitting, it's fine. I won't tease you about it. Like, it's okay to just quit. It's not okay to just quit. If it's in your heart and you want it, it's not okay to just quit, because every time that you give up on yourself, you break trust with yourself. Because if you want something and you want to make a change in your life, who's the only person that can decide to do that? You. You're the only one that can go out there and create it. And you have to change yourself to create it. Have to. So with silvers, if you are someone, raise your hand if you have ever developed a silver. Just ever developed a silver. More than one silver. More than 3 silvers. Level 1s. More than 4 silvers. 5 silvers. 6 silvers. 7 silvers. 8 silvers. 9, 10. I mean, over dozens and dozens of dozens level 1 silvers is what I've created. So guess what? You're on your way. The space where you are now and where you want to be is learning that skill of developing silvers. And what do you have to change in order to develop silvers? Do you have to learn and take notes? Yes. But what do you really need to do? You have to go into action. You have to practice those things. This is something that I still have to do in my business. What I was just talking to Jamie about this yesterday is, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do to put into action so that, and I'm going to pick someone up here to help me role play with it so you can see. But one thing that I was telling Jamie is that what were we talking about yesterday? I always just lost my train of thought. Okay, we're in my office.
We were talking about how the messages that we send.
Bob Heilig. Okay, yes. Got it. Oh. Okay. Not that, but thank you. Okay, got it. So I am a huge supporter of Bob Heilig's Legacy Leadership Academy. Some of you have gone in the group and you've canceled your membership because you're like, I don't use it. Guess what? I only use it once a month. The first week of the month, I go in and I watch one video. I watch it twice. I take notes on it the second time. And then I spend the rest of the month applying the skill that I learned in that one video. And I just buy the year membership, but I think it's $57 a month. That is worth $57 a month to have access to one video and one training from him.
And that my comment was, really?
She said, really? Like, I never use it. I only use it once. And it teaches me how to be a better leader every one time I go in there. Because what I was doing the first couple of months that I was in there is I was like, there's so much I have to consume. Training. And I was watching all these trainings and I was listening to them all the time. And they were always in my ear and I was listening. And I wasn't doing anything because I didn't have any time to do anything because all I was doing was listening. I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. I'm listening all the time. I'm listening. But what if you just listened to one thing and then you practiced that one thing all month long? That's what I do. So with accountability calls, it took me like 3 months. I watched one video and I worked on that one video for 3 months with you guys because no one had navigated it before. We were the first team to do it in Flexus. I remember calling people being like, do you want to make a chart with me? And they're like, no. but let me know how it goes. I'm like, okay. So I called Kara Allen, and I was like, Kara, we need a chart. You guys are like, what chart? Because we don't use it anymore. But it was a great chart, and some people still do. Shannon still fills it out. Melissa Nelson still fills it out. There's a couple people that still fill it out. But if you want the chart, let us know, and we'll give it to you. It just helps you like center every week and kind of like map out and time block and set your goals and your intentions on a piece of paper every week. So it was this space that we were navigating, and we didn't know how it was going to work. That's what this is for you with silver. It's new. You don't know how it's going to work. You've got to navigate it. You've got to fail. You have to learn how to do these things so that you learn to be better at it. Hi, Sarah. This is Sarah. She's new on our team. Hi. So, okay, you guys, Sarah is who I bought my dog from. She's our breeder. We love her. And this is her husband. Yeah, John. Hi, John. How are you? Welcome to the team. So anyway, I want you to really know, like, it's going to be hard because it's new. And so you're just going to have to try. Okay. I'm going to use Sarah as an example because it's going to be so fun because I'm trying to get her silver right now. Guess what? I've been trying for like 3 months to get her silver. So even someone that knows what they're doing, you still have to try with people, right? Okay. So Sarah, come on up. I'm really putting you on the spot. Okay, so I'm going to show you, and we can sit or whatever. We can stand. It's fine. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what it looks like to help get someone silver. First of all, you don't say, we're going to get you silver and get your products paid for. I just don't find that to be effective. I have done it in the past, and I have developed lots of silvers doing it that way, but it's not the way that I do it anymore. And so I really want to show you the way that I do it now. And it is leading with love. That's all it is. It's leading with love. And it's caring about the person and the people in their life. And the way that you do that is you have to get to know them, and you have to find out about the people in their life. So, and I really get excited about this. And I want you to look at this as not a way to rank up, not a way to get a bigger paycheck, although those things are really nice. But if your heart is in the right place with this, it will not be draining to you. It will be fun and exciting and fulfilling, and it will give you joy. And I can tell you, after sacrificing about 4 years of my life to really change our life, there's a lot of ways that you can work your business. And if you're working your business for a paycheck, it's not sustainable. There's no joy in that. There isn't. I mean, there's some joy for a little while, and then you're like, okay, whatever. That's fine. I have enough. Why do I need more? But you need more when you're fulfilled, right? When you are fulfilled, you need more. So if you will search for fulfillment first, more will be something you're excited about, not drained to do. So Sarah joined in April? Yes, April. Okay. So Sarah joined in April, yeah? March. I think it was March. Was it? Oh, was it? She was hard.
I've done multi-level marketing before, and
yes. So relationship building has to come first, right? So relationship build. As we strengthened our relationship and our friendship, then the stronger that trust became, the more she believed me that I wasn't just gonna like sign her and drop her. And I cared about her. Maybe May. Okay. And so anyway, so then she started, and now I've just been wanting to get her to silver for a couple of different reasons. But first and foremost, because she's told me about the people in her life that need it. And when I start hearing about people that are struggling, all of a sudden I can't get them out of my head. It's just there, right? So like her in-laws. That's who I'm constantly thinking about. In the shower, it's a weird place, I know. But like, there's no screens, there's no kids usually, like it's my quiet time, and I just like start thinking about having a concern for others in my quiet spaces. In my car, in my shower, in my like when I'm outside at night and I'm watching the sunset, those types of things, having a concern for others. So when she finally told me, okay, the products are working for me, tell them what the products did for you. This is where it all starts, by the way, most of the time. She
I feel
messaged
like
me.
my hair is fuller, and I can't even remember.
Well, you messaged me. And
Oh,
you were
my
like,
knee.
Yeah, you messaged me.
I
And you were like, I ran out of that E stuff, and I've got something to tell you.
Yes, so my knee was really bad, to the point where I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to have like a normal hiking Utah type life, right? Chasing my kids or.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Isn't it fun to get to know people?
All ADD, let me add that in there. So I needed full function of my leg. And I have tried everything, and I went to the doctor, and they give you all these exercises that you have to do to strengthen your muscles. And so the next step was surgery, and just kind of by accident, I don't remember even asking for E's, but
No, I just give it to everybody.
yep, you just gave it to
In
me.
the sample pack, when they do the 3-day challenge and the 5-day challenge, I always throw 2 E's a day with their Slim so that and then they notice when it's gone. It's great. And then I always have them get the variety pack, which I think, did you get that one?
Uh-huh.
Yes, and the variety pack has the E's in it. So and then she ran out of E's.
But I legitimately only signed up for networking purposes, and I was just trying to keep Emily my friend, you know. So having done multi-level marketing,
She didn't think
I
the
know
products
the
were gonna
drill.
work.
Yeah. Well, even if you like the products, it's so hard to sign people up here in Utah. And especially if you have a history of it, I think people already turn you off, right? When
We're changing
you start
that story
preaching.
in your head, though.
All right. Yes, it's a slow process, but but the ease, I don't know. I just started to be able to use my knee again, and
And so I said, "Oh my gosh, Sarah, you should make a post about that."
and
She
I
still
didn't.
hasn't, but I'm working on it.
But I almost did. You know how
So
you
close.
start a post and you do the pictures, and I like
She's gonna
boomerang
get there.
me drinking, you know,
She's gonna get there.
fake burp,
We're
you
gonna
know,
get her
trying
there.
to make it funny.
We're gonna get her
But I
there.
went down. Yeah.
You guys, just because you can't get someone to silver right away does not mean you quit. I've been trying to get her to post for 3 months, and I'm like, she's gonna get there. We're so close, and I really believe that.
But I am talking to
She
people.
is. This is a good
Right?
sign.
And I do have people who are willing to come to meetings. It's just always the next meeting, you know. I'm pretty sure I did that a couple
We've got our 3-day
times.
blitz coming up, so we're gonna work. So this is, I'm gonna help you right now. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with Sarah. Okay. So first of all, she said that her in-laws were really interested, and so I said, "Gosh, like, could you put them in a 3-way message with me? Like, is there a way that you could connect them to me? Could I get on a phone call with them?" And she said, "Probably not." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. How about a 3-way message?" Right? You want to get in front of their people in some way, whether it's a 3-way message, a phone call. Trish in New Zealand said she's been getting on 3-way phone calls with people, and every time she signs them up on the spot, because by the time they're done with the phone call, they're ready to sign up. So that's why I wanted to do the phone call, but she said no. So I was like, that's okay.
Well, that's why I brought my husband.
I didn't
They'd
want
be
to
more
get on-
receptive to their son
Yes.
and not their daughter-in-law.
And I didn't want to get on a phone call. Like, I remember Brooke, when I first joined and the products were working, she was like, "I want to get you on the phone with my friend Amy. She's a homeschooling mom of 7. And I was like, that is so weird. I do not want to be on a call with that person. I just remember thinking that is the weirdest thing ever. And I will have nothing in common with her. And like, I had
not send your kids away. I get it.
I know, because my kids would be dead or illiterate if I homeschooled them. I'm a school teacher. That's what I went to school for, you guys. Like, I have my degree in elementary education. I taught 3rd grade. I taught 2nd grade. And I send my kids to school because that's best for me. And Amy is an amazing homeschooling mom. And so many people on our team are too. But like, I'm just going back to that moment when Brooke tried to get me on a call with her, a Zoom, and I was like, that is so weird. Like, I don't know her. I don't want to talk to her. What's she going to say to me? The uncertainty of it scared me. So remember that when you're talking to someone, how she was like, no, they don't want to get on a phone call. I didn't say, but they need to. You have to. I didn't push her on it because the uncertainty of it for her mother-in-law or whatever was uncomfortable. So I'm like gonna roll with it and meet her where she's at. I'm like, that's fine. Can we do a three-way text? She said yes, so she put her in the message, and then they ignored us. She's fine. You just fail forward.
But I know her well enough to know she's thinking about it.
She's thinking about it. So there's the connection there, and I said hi, and we sent some information, and we got ignored, but that's okay because we had something. We're planting seeds. That's one exposure. That's one exposure that we have. So now I'm getting to know her family, so I can say, oh, so what did I do? I said, oh, did you ever? A couple days later, I was like, oh, I never saw them come back on that message. Like, what do you think? Do you think that we should say anything on there? And she was like, no, but I'm gonna see them, or I'm gonna talk to them, or so I followed up with it. I didn't just ignore it and be like, oh, I'm failing. This isn't working. I should just quit. No, I just was like, okay, that we got one exposure. How are we going to get the next? So then I messaged Sarah and I was like, what should we do? You know her. I don't. You do. What should we do? And she was like, well, she's going to come around. Like, we'll just, so what I was going to say is if we sent her 3 days worth of product for them to try. Does she have Facebook?
She does.
Perfect. So you could add her to the Imagine Health and Happiness Challenge page. And then she can do the 3-day challenge. So you could ask her and see if she'd be open to accepting 3 days worth of stuff. Just Pink, BioCleanse, Ease, X Factor Original, however much you want to give her. You can give her however much you want. I can help, whatever. Mega X. I always send those, but I didn't until I was Diamond. So do not feel like you have to do that because it's an expense. But Slim and X Factor Original is what I sent for 3 days worth. Just 3 sticks of Slim and 6 X Factor Original is what I would send, because I thought, I know that if they're tired, they will at least have energy for 3 days with that, and they'll feel something. And then I started seeing people like have some constipation issues, so I started adding BioCleanse to it. No, she was fine.
Yeah.
So then but it's like every time that I have a failure, I go, what am I going to do next time to prevent that from happening next time? So that's why I've slowly added in other products over the last 2 or 3 years that I've been using sampling, that I've added other things in, because I'm like, and I never, ever send ProBio 5, ever, because we need to be signed up before we have problems with that. So not that you do, but I don't like to mess with that when we're in a sample phase, right? Because we want to build trust. We want to not have issues. So one happy time. So anyway, so if you'll give her those 3 days of samples, then we can add her to the group. And then during the challenge, then she can maybe have some validation from the stories, the videos, the product info. And you've been in that page because she did the challenge, right? That's why it's so handy that we just have one challenge group where we just change the name, change the pictures every time. We don't even change the name anymore. We just change the pictures. And then it's just this place where we have this meeting twice a month. And I really feel like, you guys, that we just need to do 2 3-day blitzes. I feel like the 5-day is even too long now, and it's a waste of everyone's money. I do. I feel like 3 days is plenty, and the information that we have in the 3-day challenge is so effective. Our 5-day, we don't sign up as many. 3-day, they just flood in. So not saying we'll never do a 5-day again. Aubrey in the back is like, yes, yes. She's fist pumping in the back. But 3 days just seems to be enough. And the information is really good. And so let's just try that for a couple months. And then if we need to change it and it's not as effective, we'll just change it. We'll try something new. But I think let's just do 2 3-day blitzes. And so we'll put her into one. So that'll be starting. We'll have an IPA challenge this Monday to Friday. And then the 3-day blitz will start the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll sign everybody up on Thursday. And then we'll start over again the next week with another IPA challenge and then 3-day blitz following it. Yes?
For me,
yes,
that Facebook page helped me not feel like you were selling to me. Because especially if you are talking to the people who have already signed up with other things, other MLNs, they shut down. They're like, oh, Sarah, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want to push. How do
Yes.
you?
Well, I think just the group itself, like you were saying, it allows us to drip, drip, drip.
Okay.
And it allows you to invite someone to your house,
Right.
right? And then have an exposure process with social proof of all of us saying, oh, hi, on the welcome post. Hi, I'm Emily. Oh, hi, I'm Aubrey. These are real people that are using the products. And oh my gosh, they have a friend here too this week. Oh, Aubrey has Sarah here. And Sarah is really excited to try the products. Just tasted your pink drink this morning. Tastes so good, right? And that's that social proof, that third-party validation. And again, I think what is that is unique about our team is that we all care about these people. And when people say to me, oh, I hate network marketers, I'm like, that is a swear word to me because we care about you more. Network marketers are the most when done right, they're the most caring people because they're literally sacrificing their own insecurities, their own struggles, their own everything to send you a message. Then they're scared to death doing it, but they're doing it because they care. They're doing it because they care about you and your knee and your mother-in-law's health issues and your husband and what he could get from the products because we care. And that's what's so special about our team is that that's our culture. That's why you didn't feel sold to. And see, this is why you have to get people in the 3-day blitz because they feel our culture. She feels our community. She has never signed anyone up. The only person she knows till today was me. Well, a couple other people, because some of you have bought dogs from her now. But Cosette's little sisters are all over the place. Yes. But it's really fun. And some and a brother too in Natalie's neighborhood in Arizona. Yeah, they're like, we got siblings all over the place.
But that made a huge difference to me, though. I'm an Air Force brat. I moved to Utah my senior year of high school, and everyone kept their family. It was all who you knew, and it's really hard to break in to the Utah family, right? And so by her tagging me and referring me to other people, it felt like she cared about my success, whether I signed up or not, which made me want to do this with her.
Trust. Yep. Trust. So number 1, develop a love for the products. Write this down. Number 1, how to get someone to silver, develop a love for the products. Number 2, care about the person and their life. Number 3, build trust. Number 4, introduce community.
Wait, what was number 3?
Build trust. 4, introduce community. And these things can happen very quickly. They can actually happen in one sitting, right?
They can.
They can, but they don't have to. Number 5, social proof, AKA third-party validation. This kind of goes right along with the community thing, right? So then, once you have those 5 things done, what happens? And you just have to keep doing them. You've got to be like, oh, we need a little bit more 1, a little bit more 2, we need a little bit more 4, a little bit more 5, we need a little bit more 3, because it's just this dance, right? And if something happens like, oh, we didn't get her silver fast enough, so now she's going through detox, now we got to work on trust during that detox time. We got to push the pedal on trust. This is not about my goals. It's not about my incentive. It's not about what Plexus is offering this month. If I do this with this person, no, it's about trust. And that's where this is where I have made mistakes in the past, you guys, where I have put my goals in front of. In fact, there's one person in particular who, I haven't given up. She's coming back around. CBDO is going to bring her back. I've already been messaging about it. But I really offended a friend. Like, bad. And I am so embarrassed to even share this with you because it was just really, really crappy network marketing and lazy and selfish. She was loving the products, but she wasn't quite ready to share. And I was trying to win my my first or second shopping spree with Plexus. It was in the summer, and I was just like on the phone with her, and I was like trying to convince her, right? We need to be connecting, not convincing. And I was trying to convince her to do the business with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, so-and-so. I'm like, oh, I really, really, like, the products are working for you. Like, if you could just post, it would totally help me win the shopping spree. Those words came out of my mouth. So embarrassing, you guys. But I want you to know that the reason why it seems so easy for me now is because I've screwed up so many times. And I've had the yucky feeling so many times. And if you will just right in front of your face, put those 5 things first, you won't make those mistakes as much. It'll still get in your way sometimes, just like what Jamie said, how her training in the beginning. If you are in line with your purpose, what's my purpose? My purpose really is, and this is everyone's purpose, but sometimes we get distracted. Everyone's purpose is, the products worked for me, it made my life better, I want to share with people. That's the purpose. But then sometimes other things get in our way. We're like, oh my gosh, leaders retreat. Oh my gosh, shopping spree. Oh my gosh, rank. Oh my gosh, exciting thing. And we get excited about that, and that's good, and it helps us. But we have to always put our purpose first. Jamie.
So here's something that I learned a long time ago. So some of you know I do energy work and emotion code and bio scans and stuff like that. I used to feel guilty charging people because I felt that people would come to me and be like, well, they acted like, why would I pay for that? Like, what kind of valuable information am I going to get? Why I pay for it? And so I would reduce my prices or feel guilty about it. But you can't feel guilty about providing somebody a service that's going to help them. That's their perception. It's not you. So don't feel like you're making money off of these people. And so you should feel guilty about that, because that's not the intention. You're giving them a service of something that's going to help them. Whether it does or doesn't, or what they do with that is their problem. They made the choice. So don't feel like, I always call it an equal energy exchange. You're providing a service, they're paying for it. Don't feel guilty about that. Sometimes you might overcharge, or you might feel, like you didn't provide something good enough and refund them. Whatever, it works out and that makes you feel comfortable. But you're sharing information that's going to benefit them. So don't feel bad or put that block in front of you that's like, oh, I can't talk to them because they're going to attack me because I'm making money. That's not the point.
Well, and something too, like, I love that, Jamie, because if you think about it, it boils down to a self-worth issue at that point, right? Because if you were a doctor and you went to school for 20 some years to become a doctor, and there's a patient that comes to you for help, they don't feel badly charging you for that visit because they spent 20 years gaining the knowledge, experience to help you. I have spent the last 4 years studying, praying, trying, going to leaders, pouring into myself with books, self-help classes, leadership mastery things. I have put myself through school, network marketing school, but school. And for that, I am a professional, and so are you. You decide whether you think of yourself in that way or not. But when you make it something that is really worth something, then you will know your worth. And the thing that is, in the June 5-day challenge that we did, I had a stranger on Instagram who I spent a month working with her and educating her and answering all of her questions. And I usually send, I don't want to tell people what I send because I don't want you to feel like you have to duplicate it. But I basically don't make any money when someone signs up. I send that amount of samples out to them. I don't say anything, and I never will, but I send that amount that I would make on their enrollment from a $199 pack. That's how much I send out before they ever sign up. And then she told me she was just going to get it on eBay because she didn't want to be involved in a network marketing scheme for somebody that was trying to make a buck off of her. And I said, instead of saying, do you know how much money I've poured into you? I didn't say that. I felt tempted to. But instead, I said, I totally understand how you feel, because I remember feeling that way when my friend signed me up. And I'm so sorry that you're feeling that way, because what I want you to feel from me is that you have someone that truly cares about your health. And I really do want to see these products work for you. And if there's ever a time where you feel comfortable working with me again, I would love to be that person to help you. And that's it. I've messaged her like 4, she's definitely bought it on eBay now, but I put her where her feelings were first and foremost, not my frustration that I've spent money on blah, 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 blah. I don't worry about that. I validated her feelings. Okay, again, these are all things you're like, why isn't she telling us how to get people to silver? I am. This is what you have to do. And you'll still get ignored. People will still take 3 months to be comfortable with that. Some people will go faster. Some people will not. That's okay. So you have to keep planting the seed with them to go silver, just like you planted the seed to buy the products. And that's the biggest takeaway that I want you to make. I want you to make this connection in your mind. When you're getting someone to silver, you are send, share, inviting with their friends. You're playing a game of telephone tag. So I'm like, Sarah, can you share this video with your mother-in-law? Can you send this video, the triplex video with your mother-in-law? Yeah, I could do that. Okay, great. Next day. Did she say anything? Did she watch it? Yeah, she watched it. Oh, awesome. What interested her the most about it? Well, she has this condition and she has, oh, let me find you a story to send to her right now. You guys, you're connecting the aha moment here. Everyone's like, ding, right?
With a picture.
With a picture. I sent a picture. I sent the picture and the story. And I said, send this to her. She's like, okay. So she sent it to her. And then what did I do the next day? Did she like it? Do you know if she read it? What did she say about it? Well, she doesn't know. But that's fine, because then I said, okay, so let's recommend, I haven't done this yet with you, but the next thing that I'm going to do is after we send the video, share a story, then what do? Make a product recommendation. So I'm going to say, Sarah, why don't you tell her that the products that are going to work best for her and what she's looking to fix are going to be the variety pack. And then I already have that heart system of duplication. I can't remember if I updated it last night or not, you guys. But I literally copy and paste from my own notes when people ask me how much is it, because I don't want to have to think. I just want to copy and paste and send the same answer every time. So I will make sure that that's updated for you in NCLEX's notes of what I'm sending, like as of right now. I'll go in and update it there. But I'm going to say, send this. This is what you say when you make the product recommendation. And then when she says, how much is it, you're going to say this. And then if she says no, which we're still going to do this anyway, probably, just as my intuition is telling me she's not going to sign up, we're going to have to put her in the 3-day blitz. But people surprise me all the time. But then we're going to make that product recommendation. And if she says no, we're going to offer the 3-day blitz that starts a week from Monday. So then we're going to do that. We're going to invite her to an event on social media, right? So I'm doing the send, share, invite through Sarah. I'm instructing her on what to do. And I tried to get a 3-way message in there to do it for her, but where her person wasn't responsive, I had to go through Sarah. So who else in your life have you thought of that could use the products? There's the gas station lady. Yep. I remembered because I care. I'm remembering, I'm getting to know the people in her life. It's so much harder with strangers, you guys. You know your people. The majority of the people that you're working with right now, you know their mom, you know their sister, you know their whatever. But it's with strangers, this is why I have such a great system, you guys, is because I have to be like perfect with strangers or they're gone. I pretty much have one shot with them and they disappear into Instagram until I find them in an airport and make them refollow me and I get their phone number. They're still ignoring me. I'll get her.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have somebody on my team who signed up probably a month or 2 after I did, so it's been about a year. She's not consistent with the products, but she's not a 100 PV person every month. But she did say she's interested in selling once she sees results. So my first thing is to stay consistent. But once she's consistent And she's already seen results. She feels better. She's lost a little bit of weight, then she gained, and then she kind of fell off a little bit. So she's had this roller coaster of events. But how do you, she's my cousin's husband, or my cousin's wife. How do you approach her now and say, okay, what's your holdback? Why aren't you being consistent? And then how about we invite some people, even though she says, well, I want to lose all the weight first.
Yes.
So what do you say to them?
So, I mean, I feel like I have people in categories in my mind. I have the brand new people that are excited and easier. And then I have the people from the beginning that I kind of didn't know what to do with them. So I didn't necessarily screw up, but I didn't do a great job I didn't do as good of a job as I do now. And then I have the people who I did everything right. I didn't really mess anything up, but they just didn't cooperate, right? Like your person is in that category in my mind. They're just not cooperating, right? And you can bring the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And this is the biggest lesson that Heavenly Father is teaching me through this process is I am not in control. And it's so annoying.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not. I'm just because we have similar personalities. Okay? And so those of you that aren't control freaks, your struggle is you're scared to take control. So we all have our challenges, right? Like I'm not in control. That eats away at me. It drives me nuts. And there's those of you that are like, I don't want to be bossy. I don't want to tell her what to do. And so your challenge is that.
Why do you look at me?
Everybody's picking up what they struggle with.
Yeah. So I want you, so in that case, you just have to send out in love, right? Like be supportive, follow up, try to give just something, meet her where she's at. Hi, Max. Meet her where she's at. Okay. So with that person, I would just send a message and I'd be like, hey, I know that there was a time where you wanted to share. I know there's been a time where the products have worked for you. And I know that if we add a few more products, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. Would you be open to me adding you to our 3-day challenge that's coming up? And in that group, there's going to be some products that are going to be highlighted that if we add them to your order, you're going to see better results. If I add you to the group, would you be interested in participating in that challenge? And I'll send you a couple samples that you can take of that product during the group. That's what I would do with her. Because you have to, again, build that trust. You have to give the social proof. You have to get her to buy in to the product that you're wanting her to try. So I think if you just kind of go back to square zero with her and start over again of get her in the group, get her trying.
She's in the group.
Oh, good.
That's how she started.
Oh, good. Well,
But
perfect.
Just
So
tell her-
handy that we have the same group.
So do you just activate her again and say, hey, just try the challenge again?
Yeah, I would just take her back to what you would do with a brand new prospect. Just start over again with her. Send, share, invite. Just that process. Tell me about gas station girl so we can give. We're trying to get mother-in-law, then gas station girl.
Then I have a neighbor with pots.
Neighbor with pots.
My problem is I feel like this is a cure-all, and I don't want to sell people a cure-all. I also know people with really bad diabetes, and I keep finding these stories, but I don't want them, to think it's a cure-all, and then if it doesn't work, and so like the lady with pots, she has an unruly golden doodle, so I'm going over to help her, give her tips on how to train her doodle. So I'm trying to build trust.
Yes.
I just don't know how to build trust quite as quickly as you do because I don't want to seem like a salesperson. The lady with the gas station.
So tell me, what things in her life, this woman who has pots, what are her challenges in her life because of her autoimmune issue?
Everything. She can hardly get out of bed.
Isn't that so hard to watch your friend suffer?
Yes.
So be assertive in helping her have her life back. Make that your goal because that's your clear purpose, right? So in your mind, when you're with her and you're seeing her struggle with her unruly doodle and other things in her life, and you're with her next time, you can literally just say, gas station lady, insert name here, Sarah, it's so hard for me to watch you struggle with your knee. And I have something that is going to help. And it might not fix everything in your life, but it's going to give you your life back. And I would feel so wrong if I didn't at least share this with you and at least give you a few samples to try. If I gave you a few samples to try and I add you to this challenge group, would you at least just give it a try? And what's she going to say?
Of course, free.
She's going to say,
Who doesn't
of course.
like free?
Even if you charge her $10. I mean, even if you say it's $10 to do it, you know, if that's where you're at in your business, that's okay. But if you want to give it for free, fine. Some people you have to give for free. Other people you have to make them pay because you want them to. I mean, it just, yeah, the buy-in. It's totally up to you. And it's some people you want them to pay, other people you don't. And that's okay, right? There's Sean. Thank you so much for setting everything up. You're the best. Okay, so I really want you to, because this is a struggle that I had in the beginning too. How many people have struggled with this before? Raise your hand if you've ever felt like Sarah. Almost every single person in this room raised their hand. And the people that didn't are probably just being shy. Everyone feels this way.
Well, you didn't think I was going to sign up.
I didn't. The body cream is what sold Jamie, right? So I was way out of my league with Jamie. Way out of my league. She knew way more than me. Hi, bud. Okay, so hi. So I want you to put the person. Yeah. You did? Okay, go outside. Go outside. Is that our truck? Is that a new truck? It's not a new truck, right?
Can I ask like a really quick question?
Yes.
So you said like some people you can pay for the samples for them because they want everything for free, and then some people you make them pay. For the people that want everything free and then they try to sample and then they're like, oh, I really liked it, but they want everything for free.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, how do you approach that when it now with money? I don't know, maybe that's
again, with my clear purpose in front of me, their health, what this can do for them, I use my intuition to decide. And sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. And sometimes I take a loss, but I have to look at my business with the mindset of abundance and the faith that they're eventually going to come back around and that it wasn't really a loss, right? Like that eBay lady who I lost money on. I didn't lose money. I poured into her and she is doing great and she's loving her eBay products that she doesn't know where they've been and she can't return them if they don't work out. She doesn't have a helper, although I would help her if she messaged me, because my purpose is to help others, right? So really play telephone tag through people to get them silver. That's what I want you to do. Play telephone tag through people to get them silver. You will get your feelings hurt in this process. You will feel insecure. You will fail. You will succeed. You will have to learn better boundaries. When you don't have great boundaries with certain people, you'll be like, that was wrong, and I need to create a better boundary with that person, right? You will feel like you're doing it wrong. You're going to try something. You'll be like, well, Emily said to do it this way. That didn't work, so I'm going to try it this way. That worked. Awesome. You replicated. Kara Allen. No, don't duplicate. Replicate. Duplication is the same. Replicate is I take it and I make it my own and I do it in my way, my style, right? So with that, you can, thank you, Sarah. And then she's got other friends that we're going to be working with too, so I'm making mental notes. If you don't have a memory like mine that can do that and remember always, then keep a book. This is how I organize my business. I have my planner that I put what I need to do every day in. Then I have my Hot 20 list. I have one other book that is full of names from when I very first started. These two books, if I don't have them, I can't do my job. I don't put my follow-up people in my planner because I turn the page and it's a new week and I don't ever look at last week again, right? But this stays with me always. So this is where I organize my names and the people I'm following up with. With Sarah, she's just told me about 2 people in her life. Guess what? Gas station lady's name is in here right next to Sarah. I cross Sarah's name off though, because she signed up. I love crossing names off when they sign up. And then if they cancel, I put them back on my list and they sign up again, usually 3 years later. It takes time to build trust again, right? And sometimes, like with the person that I screwed up with and begged her just to post so I could win a shopping spree, it's taken me 3 years to rebuild that trust again, you guys. And what I said to her in a voice message 2 days ago was, I am so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed about how I acted and I put myself first in front of you and I feel like such an idiot. And I've already apologized to her like 50 times, but I said it again because what am I working on? Trust. Trust. Okay, so you need a planner and you need a book where you put names and goals and whatever. If you don't have that, you need to go do that today because you're a professional and you care about people and you can't remember people all the time. Then write people's names because her people are now on my list so that I can follow up with her and help her send, share, invite with them. Playing telephone tag. You're doing the thinking for her. You're tap rooting. Raise your thumbs up if this has been helpful to you. Okay, we're going to watch one video to end, and hopefully Zoom will let you see it, Kara, and Trish, who's going to watch the recording later. But boundaries in your business will bring you true joy. And sometimes you will have to remove boundaries and let everything go out of balance for a couple weeks. Oh, before we watch this video. For example, you need to earn Leaders Retreat right now. You have to have urgency. I am in like a constant state of panic for all of you right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna get Laura her extra credits? How are we gonna get Nicole? How are we gonna get Candy? How are we gonna get Aubrey? How are we gonna get everyone? We have to hurry because the first 1,200 spots qualify. That's it. You don't get to go even if you earn it if you don't qualify in the first 1,200 spots. Who earned it last year and didn't get to go? Mindy, she's all, me. Me, and I was very sad. I worked hard. Very sad. Yeah. Laura was on the wait list and she got on. That was a miracle. Kara Allen is raising her hand. She earned it and didn't get to go. Aubrey?
I have a question.
Yes.
Balance the urgency and like the I care about people's feelings.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's you have to keep your purpose in the forefront of your mind. Okay? It has to be urgency to help them with their issue. That's how you do that. Because yeah, it's going to help me earn Leaders Retreat, not me, but you guys. It's going to help you earn Leaders Retreat. Yes, it is. That's great, right? But that's not why you're messaging them, even though you think it is. And if you're feeling yucky about it, you have to check yourself and check your focus and say, no, so-and-so, this is going to work for her if she would just order. And so send her a voice message and say, I cannot stop thinking about you. It's true. You can't. I can't stop thinking about you and how much these products would help you. I really, really want you to take advantage of starting right now so that a month from now, you're not in the same place as you are right now. What questions can I answer for you to help you get started today? And then if she says, I don't have any other questions, you say, great, it sounds like you're ready to get started. I would recommend this. And then she will say, how much is that? And you will say this, even though you've already told her 3 times. Just do it again, it's fine. And then you will say, then she will say yes or no. If she says no, it's too much, 3-day blitz, right? Chris.
I was just gonna say, in moments like this, like when we're on a time crunch to earn these points and stuff, I have always found that it does me so good because that's when I dig in. I go back through all my messages, the people that I talked to a little bit but then kind of faded out or whatever. And so for me to have that urgency, it actually pushes me to go back through.
Pushes you outside of your
my
comfort zone.
And I just dig and I find people that maybe I kind of left hanging or whatever.
Yes.
And So I just go back and try to rally it all back.
And you
together.
probably have a book, or you probably have a Google list. Some people have Google lists. I like my book because when I'm on vacation and if there's something going on, I've got my book. If I meet someone new on vacation, I put their name down here because I'll forget if I don't.
So that urgency action creates a really
And I write their Instagram handle.
dig in and make
Yes.
things happen.
Yes. So what Chris was
I
saying.
don't feel like I'm pushing.
Yes.
I'm
You're just being
reconnecting.
thorough.
I'm
You're being
reconnecting.
thorough.
Yeah.
You're being thorough. You're being accountable to yourself. That's the biggest aha moment that I'm having right now listening to Chris. Is, and Aubrey, I hope you got to hear this, but when you are pushing for a goal like this, what it is doing for you is it's making you accountable to follow up with people, to care about them more than your own insecurities and your own fears. And if you will change that story in your mind, right? We're going to change that story in your mind, Sarah, about MLMs, because I had that too. I said that. Coming in, I was like, it's so hard in Utah. And then Alec Clark at Black Tie Gala, that first year as a diamond. So it was my second convention, and Alec and Trish came up to us at Black Tie Gala, and he said, Emily, Trish and I have prayed for someone in Utah to figure this out for 10 years. They're praying for us to figure it out. The president of our company and his wife literally praying for us to figure this out. And we can do it. We're doing it. And the way that we're doing it is we're caring first and foremost about the people. That's what matters. That's what makes us different. That's why this is sustainable, and that's why 10 years from now, I'll still be having these at my house. And what a blessing this house is, you guys. Look at where we've come from. Some of you don't know. Some of you never been to my other house. And it was limiting me in how many people I could gather, right? Don't allow your finances to limit how you can bless others. That's what I want you to get from this, is the more money you make, the more you can bless the lives of others. It's not about earning leaders retreat. That's fun. It's super fun. I love working for something fun. Give me a carrot, I will get it. Dangle, I'm coming. Okay? But the bigger picture of it is the more people you help, the more you are blessed. And when you are blessed, you can be a blessing. And every day when I walk around this house, that's all I think about is all of you. Is I'm like, look, this is where you can have more to bless others with. That's what it's all about. And otherwise you're limited. You are. It's that simple. You're limited where you are right now. And I'm limited where I am right now. I can do more now, but a year from now, I hope to be able to do more. And that's why I want to pour into you and help you see this in yourself. And so you need to create boundaries. It's going to be painful. We'll do more on that later. I want you to watch this video just in closing. We watched this in my Gold Retreat group at Bear Lake. Some of you have already seen it. It's going to be good to see it again. And I want you to know that when you're doing this process of silvers this month, practice, 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 fail, 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 try, 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 this, you're going to have some of these feelings come up. And at the end of this month, if we do it right, you won't be as sweet as you were today, but you will be more compassionate. That's the best part.
One of the shocking findings of my book, the idea that the most compassionate people I have interviewed over the last 13 years were also the absolutely most boundaried. Because so I'll give you a great definition of the definition of boundary that I use in the book. Boundary is simply what's okay and what's not okay. What I think we do is we don't set boundaries. We let people do things that are not okay or get away with behaviors that are not okay. Then we're just resentful and hateful. Me, I'd rather loving and generous and very straightforward with what's okay and what's not okay. And I did not, that I learned from the research. I was the exact opposite. I assumed for the first 35 years of my life that people were sucking on purpose just to piss me off.
Have you ever felt that way?
That, yeah, right. Whether it was someone who worked for me or it was someone family member who was constantly like, I was always critical and judgy. And I was like, why are they choosing these things? Why are they making their choices? They should know better. And then when this thing came up from my therapist, what if people are doing the best they can? I thought, my husband had the most beautiful answer to that question. He said, I'll never know whether people are doing the best they can or not. But when I assume people are, it makes my life better. So now I think I am not as sweet as I used to be, but I'm far more loving.
Was that just some like technique so that you can do that? That's really like a way of being to like nurture that soil of hardness.
Yeah. Generosity, to assume the best about people, is almost an inherently selfish act, because the life you change first is your own. Yeah. And so my question is big, BIG. What boundaries need to be in place for me to stay in my integrity and make the most generous assumptions about you? But generosity can't exist without boundaries. And we are not comfortable setting boundaries because we care more about what people will think, and we don't want to disappoint anyone. We want everyone to like us, and boundaries are not easy. But I think they're the key to self-love, and I think they're the key to treating others with loving kindness. Sustaining. Nothing is sustainable without boundaries. I think compassion and empathy are different things. And again, I'm relying on my data for this. I think compassion is a deeply held belief that we're inextricably connected to each other by something rooted in love and goodness. I call that God. Not everybody calls that God. My dad would call it fishing. Fishing?
Is it fishing?
No, there's no G in fishing. But I think compassion is a deeply held belief. I think empathy is the skill set to bring compassion alive. So empathy is something we can teach. I mean, it's something we've taught our kids since they were very little. It's about how to communicate that deep love for people in a way so that people don't know they're not alone. I think there's a lot of new and interesting information out there about empathy not being a good thing. About, there's an argument that says, if Travis is in struggle and I practice empathy with you, I'm taking on your darkness, and it leads to burnout, and it leads to, but empathy is not feeling for somebody. It's feeling with them. It's touching a place in me that knows where you've been, so I can look at you and say, me too, brother. You're not alone in this. And I find empathy to be infinite. I think it gives back tenfold what you put out.
It's sustaining. Like if you've done the work and you have your boundaries, I mean, you could tread that water forever and never get tired. Okay, so empathy. I'm quoting Travis here, empathy. If you've done your work and set your boundaries, you can tread that water forever. Amen. It's not finite. And it keeps giving back to us. And so this idea that, but here we go back to where we started this conversation. Empathy minus boundaries is not empathy. Compassion minus boundaries is not genuine. Vulnerability without boundaries is not vulnerability. So you see that there's a huge riff here, which is boundaries are freaking important. And they're not fake walls. They're not separation. Boundaries are not division. They're respect. Because here's what's okay for me and here's what's not.
This is how you go silver, you guys. This right here, doing that with people, that's how you go silver. I gave you all the logistics with Sarah of what it looks like to play telephone through her, with her people, but that is how you make it sustainable. That is how you have joy doing it. Care about other people first and care so much that you are very efficient, very thorough in your follow-up. And when you do those things, you're gonna earn Leaders Retreat. You're gonna be at that next rank. You just will, because you fix yourself first, right? Yes, hold on. Video, stop. Oh my gosh, ruining my moment. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and you can do this, and I'm here to help you, okay? I love you. We're gonna take a picture of all of us together. Thank you for being here today. Let's go get